Yes, guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Movement6, and today I want to talk to you about the NACON Ultimate Revolution controller. I've did a review a few weeks ago, maybe a week and a half ago, and I will put the link in the description so you can either recheck it or see it for the first time. One of you guys reached out to me and said, can you do a video on how to manipulate the software and how it actually works, you know, how does the controller work, how can you manipulate the different aspects of the controller, and how is the software used in the setup. Now, the first part of this video, I will just go into the controller itself and how you can manipulate the different pieces or parts of it, and in the second part I will show you the software. Just a recap of the review I did. I'm now a few weeks out. It's a fantastic controller, the NACON Ultimate Revolution controller. It's absolutely phenomenal. It really improved my gameplay, especially online shooters, of course, first-person shooters. It's not very suitable to play a game like Mortal Kombat. I tried it, but I really think that the D-pad is not really suitable for all the inputs and the commands and everything. So it's predominantly for online shooters or first-person shooters, if you will. For me, Rainbow Six Siege, Call of Duty, Rage 2 that's coming up, of course, this is the controller to go. Here you go. It's now charging. It's also hooked to the software I'm going to show you in a bit. And as I told you in the review, again as a recap, this one is preferred for me because it had the same layout as an Xbox One controller, and to me the ergonomics of the Xbox One controller is superior over the PlayStation controller. Not talking about build quality here, I'm talking about just how it feels in your hand, where the buttons are positioned. It's almost looks like a Xbox One controller. To me, best of both worlds. The only thing that is a point of criticism to me, if you're not using a USB or wireless or headphones or headphones with a mini jack, headphones with a mini jack you can put in here, the audio quality isn't that great. It's okay, but if you compare for some weird reason the audio quality of the mini jack to the audio quality of the standard controller of the PS4 with the mini jack, this one is not the better option. You need a wireless or connected via another route to your PlayStation 4. But all in all, fantastic one. Now, just to check out the layout of the controller, you will immediately familiarize yourself with how it looks. It also got the big pad in the middle, but you can see here there are 4 lights in the middle. Let me hook it up very quickly then, so I can show it to you guys. So here you go. On the back you've got several buttons. This button gives you the option to choose PS4, PS4 Advanced or PC mode. This one will switch you between wireless and via a wire connection to your PlayStation. And here we go. This one is the one you select profiles with. The profile selection can only be done when it's in PlayStation 4 Advanced modus. If you put it in Advanced modus, you can easily go from one profile you can set up via the software, which I will show you in a minute. If you put it in PS4 modus, you will notice that the light goes from blue to red. Here you go. If it's in PS4 modus, you can manually make adjustments to map these buttons to whatever button you like, right? The only thing you need to do is just press the edit button for a few seconds and you will see that the blue wire is starting, or the blue circle is going to start to pulse, right? You select one of these buttons, then you select one of these buttons and it will automatically map. Hold the profile button for a few seconds again, it stops blinking and you mapped it. You can do it on the go. You can do it in a game very easily. If you notice, hey, I want my square or my circle button on either of these, you can easily do it. Very quick. So that's the manual set. This is the PS4, I would say the basic way of operating this one. Also the fun thing I found with this thing is I like a bit of heavier controls, right? And if you want to manipulate that, you can easily open up your controller like that. You can do it also on, I'm so sorry for the bounce. You can also do it on the other side. I just added the 16 grams. Now in the box you will get with the controller, you've got a 10 gram, a 14 gram, and a 16 gram. I've added the 16 grams. So in this setup, the controller is on the most heaviest setup you will have. I think it's phenomenal. I like a heavy controller. I like to have something in my hands for that matter. So I'm really pleased with this. Really works good. Really works fine. Just open up and you're good to go. The thumbsticks, you can easily take them off like that, and then you can take off this ring you've got over here. I'll put that one back because here you go. It's very easy, right? And you've got different setups added in the box. So you can either make it thicker, higher, and you can even make it lighter or maybe even a bit tougher to manipulate, right? That's on the manual side. It's very easily done. You just gently take it off. You gently take this one off, and you can add any height you would like for your own setup. It's very easily done. So that's for the, I would say, manual operation of this controller. Now I will get into the software to show you guys how this works. Back in a sec. So guys, as discussed, we're now going into the software side. What you need, very straightforward, USB connection between your PC or Mac. Put it on wireless modus, and put it in PS4 advanced modus. As I just discussed, PS4 normal modus is just for manipulating on the fly while you're gaming or not to have any software connection. The downside is that you can't really manipulate the sensitivity, etc. Now here you see PS4 modus, PC modus, and updates. Updates, very straightforward. Firmware updates of your controller. Software updates for the software, and the dongle updates are for the dongle you need to hook up to your PlayStation 4 for wireless connection. We're going into PS4 modus. Now you see straight away that you will have a number of different settings here already in the home page. New profile, edit profile, general settings, download and share. With download and share you can see what the community has done in terms of settings. So you don't have to invent the wheel. You can just go to via this button to the website. You can download, and you can also share your profile settings. If you just got the software, and you might get a bit frustrated because you want to get into either of those four on the right standard NACON profiles, you will immediately see that you're not able to manipulate them because you need to create a new profile. So let's just say we're going to create a new profile on 4. Let's call it Rainbow Six Siege. Hope this name doesn't exist. No, it doesn't. So I'm now in 4, as you can see on the right, and you've got a left stick, right stick. You've got the mapping, you've got the triggers, and eventually you got your overview. Let's start with the left stick, right? You can manipulate the sensitivity here, you can manipulate the dead zone, you can manipulate, in essence, everything you want to do in this sense. The dead zone, you can manipulate it very easily in this part. You can go to the test data, to the test center, where you can easily see what you've done to see if that actually works for you. Right stick, practically the same. You can easily map it, go back to the left. You can say I want a higher response time in this one. This is pretty high, I believe. But if you want to have it that way, it's up to you, right? So you can easily manipulate the whole sensitivity of the of the thumbsticks, left sticks. Right sticks, it immediately asks if you want to save, which I also think it's a virtue. Well, let's put a very high sensitivity on this one, right? So here you go. Very small dead zone on the right as well. And then go to mapping. And this is where you can map the different buttons on the back. So you can remove them very easily. It has a standard mapping. So let's say on the on this side, which is on your right finger, right? You're watching at the back. So this is your right finger. And let's say you want to map the triangle to your upper right finger, right? You just select it and then you press triangle on the controller. I just pressed triangle on the controller. If you want to have the round button on this one, you just select it and then you press round. Easy done. Let's say maybe for argument's sake we want to have the square over here. We want to have the X over here. Here we go. And we mapped it. And you can go to test area, save it. And if you press the buttons at your fingers, which I think are phenomenally placed, you can see in the test area that they actually work. Triangle, round, square. X marks the spot. Here you go. You can also map the triggers here from the start point. So how long it takes before it responds and how long it takes before it ends. You can manipulate that very quickly. So here we go. This is taking a bit more time for the controller to react. This reacts practically immediately, which I think is fantastic because with the PlayStation 4 base controller, you will notice that there is some delay in input. This will, well, there is always some form of a delay between input and response, but this practically eliminates it. And with this right side, you can say, I just wanted to have it triggered and then end very quickly. So that can mean that your character in your game will make that action go smoother, quicker, and more response. So let's put it over there. Also for the right trigger. And here you go. Here you've got your summary, what you've done to the left and to the right. As you can see, the dead zone is pretty low, and I've got a very high response time on both of the sticks. Here you go. Let's do it even higher. Here you go. Save data. Boom. And here you go. It's saved. You can press on the right button, activate profiles. Here you go. And now, as you can see on this one, it's got the blue light on the fourth button, if you will. So that means that the fourth profile, as you can see in the software, is active. If I'm going to the first profile, we're now in the first profile. Here you go. In the summary of the first profile, you see I've got a bit more flatness in there, which to me works fine, right? It's all up to you. And this is basically how it works. There is not much to it in that sense. To me, the software works pretty quick and intuitive, so it's pretty easy to manipulate. One more thing, in the axis, the D-pad, if you will, you can put it on a 4 and on an 8. I've got it on an 8 because I was trying out Mortal Kombat for if that will work on a NACON. It doesn't really work. So my suggestion is, if you're really a first-person shooter, then this is the controller for you. The software is easy. The manipulation on the fly is easy. The controller is perfectly built. It's really good quality. The only downside I've seen is maybe the audio setting. So I do hope I gave you guys a strong overview on what to do on a PC or PS4 modus. This in front of you now is the PC mapping. I've never used it because I'm not a hardcore PC gaming, but please note it can be done. It is also PC compatible. So guys, for me that's it. I hope you guys have found what you're looking for. In the comments you asked me to show a bit more on the software, what you can do and how you can use it. You can manipulate anything. Leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know if I've missed anything and I will redo a video if you want. And subscribe to the channel. I'm really happy. Again, thank you to all the guys who are commenting, who are subscribing. The channel is growing. Really proud of that. and I hope to see you guys soon. Bye bye. Movement 6 out.